Hey guys, back with another book review. This one is Sister Mother Warrior, and I read this book from my morning read with my daughter, and I loved it, and I think she liked it. I know for her it was like a lot wrapping her head around this book because it's about the Haitian Revolution, and within that, it talks a lot about war and slavery. She knows about both, but I think just putting them together and like inside this book was just a lot for her. And then also within the midst of all that, there's a love story going on. So she's more of like a romance reader, and because of the war, it was like causing some issues within that romance, and also because of course because of slavery. So I think that kind of just made it like a little bit sour for her. Of course, she's, still young, and she doesn't understand the full concept of everything in that way. But I think we both enjoyed it. It was a nice historical fiction book. For me, it was really good. I'm like, it was one of those books where it's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be time to say like goodbye to these people, and that sucks. Like, I kind of wish there was a follow up just to see how things kept progressing forward. Um, but it's such a good book. It focuses on two women. One is a Dahomey warrior from obviously Dahomey. And then the other is a freed um, African woman from, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think Santo Domingue, however you pronounce it. And so they end up crossing paths and all that stuff during slavery and stuff like that. And so it is just such a beautiful story. And the writer just does a good job of like painting. To me, I felt like I was there. I knew like the city, and like, well, it's between multiple cities. I knew the cities and the action, and I like built this world in my mind, and it was just really nice. And then also like the characters and the people, and there's just kind of like a lot of hidden secrets. It's like a multi-generational story. It starts with like the grandmother who was, I think, a black woman, and she ends up somehow marrying a white man, and she does it not out of love, but out of she knows if she's with him, like she'll be free. When she has children with him, they'll be free and all that stuff. And she ends up having two daughters with the guy. The guy ends up at some point dying, and then the story like unfolds from there. As far as the warrior, she's kidnapped, she's turned into a warrior, and then something goes a little bit crazy on that end while she's, doing her warrior duties, and she ends up getting sold into slavery and sent over there. With that, they end up intertwining because of a friend's son, who the son falls in love with the granddaughter, and they end up like trying to be together, but it's so much chaos. And the story spans, I think, over like 50 years. Each chapter, it tells you what year and what location they're in. So you have to like kind of really pay attention. In the beginning, I'm just like, whatever. But then like after a few chapters, I'm like, okay, these dates are like kind of important to like move along with the story. But the author did such a good job, I think, of telling the story. I've seen reviews where people were like, I didn't really like it, blah, 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 blah. But for me, I really did enjoy it. And she used characters that were really part of the Haitian Revolution. And I think in her author's note, she also just like discussed like she may not have used that exact person, or maybe a person has like one name, but she embodied several people throughout the revolution to come up with that character and stuff like that. But I thought she did a really good job. I loved reading it. I did not realize, I don't know how much of, I should say, I don't know how much is fiction and how much is true, because I should have probably looked more into what really happened for the Haitian Revolution. I do know some parts, but I didn't realize it was like such a long battle. I just thought it was in my mind for some reason, I'm just like, it's a quick thing, but it was in this book, it was, I think, 10 years. And it was just like really chaotic. And like, so I couldn't even imagine how the people, how those people did it just in general. Of course, like slavery is such a horrible situation and thing. And I can't, I think I've mentioned it before, I'm pretty sure a million times. Um, Imagine how the ancestors like lived, how they survived, how they got up every day and things like that. And then especially also like just going through this war, and then things that are happening, like a big thing in this book was poisoning. So then like some people are getting poisoned, and so then that's putting fear in the other like masters hearts and minds and whatever. And so then how are they taking that out on the enslaved people that they're owning and just making life worse? But it's like that worse obviously made it better for the whole. And so many people sacrificed their lives in order to make, like my life the way that it is now. And so I'm just like, that's like such a big thing to try to grasp and realize. But if you like history, if you know about the Haitian Revolution, if you want to learn more, and like this could be just like a starting ground where you can like learn about stuff and then research more on your own, I would highly recommend this book. And I'm so like, oh my gosh, I never would have ran into it or knew it, but it was at the Dollar Tree. So like this is probably like one of, if not the best Dollar Tree books that I've gotten thus far for me. Um, but yeah, that is it for now, and into the next one. Bye.